planning this. They're watching you. I don't think.
Blah blah blah. Okay, there we go. Blah 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 blah. There we go. Sorry, for some reason it wasn't picking up my mic. Welcome back, everybody. Last week was eventful. You guys had come off of finding the Aries symbol. Using your keen intellect, you figured out how to locate. I mean, you knew vague location of one, and you've seen the location of another. So, you guys decided to tackle grabbing the dragon sign first. You encountered very little resistance in doing so because, well, you're on a mission from an entity that is incredibly high ranked, and so nobody wants that smoke. Let's just put it that way. Nobody wants that smoke. So after traveling to the Dragon Isles, you found out that it was housed in one of the temples. You went to visit the temples, got to learn a little bit about Dragonborn culture a little bit and how they are viewed by other dragon gods. But ultimately, after going through a maze of hallways, which ended up being like 5 feet as far as topic was concerned, you guys obtained the star sign of Draco, which you found out has some sort of interaction with spellcasters in a negative way. Because when you entered the room where Draco was kept or housed, you found out that magic was not going to be very cooperative. It had a high chance of failure. After that, you guys decided that you wanted to go ahead and go after the star sign that Oni saw, which was, I just need to remind myself, Cancer. And in doing so, you got down there, you found out that it's housed in a sarcophagus, just like Ares was. And when you got down there, you found it was being guarded by a massive Hydra. Um, it was a long and admittedly probably easy battle for the most part. But you guys made it through, getting the sense that this fight would have been a whole lot harder without Roaring there to back you up. Because when the Hydra did attack, it had 5 attacks. And so there were 13 heads, so that's 13 times 5. You can imagine how monstrous an undertaking it is to fight that thing. You also got the sense that it wasn't at full strength. It was missing something. But at the bottom of the ocean, you're dealing with pressure, you're dealing with significant amounts of cold. It's not quite frozen north cold, but it's getting there to the point where if you don't have the resistance or immunity, you do take damage. Where's my random battle maps? Take it back over here. Take it back over here. Don't you be stubborn. Come on. Approaching the coffin, Mr. Tofik spent a good deal of that combat trying to maintain a spell, and so as soon as combat ended, it didn't take very long for that spell to succeed. And as you extracted the golden mist from the body, it twitched. And I believe that's where I left it.
Oh,
Go ahead.
the second I see the body twitch, I pull out a scroll of true resurrection, and I'm going to try to bring back the Hydra in case that was what was keeping this. Because we got what we came for, we can just leave.
That is fair. Go ahead and roll the d6. I swear, Roran, this scroll is just never going to get used. So you activate the effect, and the Hydra comes back to life. I assume you guys are leaving immediately, so I'm not going to bother undeading everything here, but...
Yeah.
I will make note that the Hydra has been returned. So you see the body. It doesn't make any more movements, and the Hydra is slowly getting back up. At the moment, it does not appear to even be hostile towards you, so you guys have time to do whatever you want to do.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, if everyone's ready, I'll teleport us back to our house.
I am perfectly fine with that.
Okay, well, nothing stops you from teleporting. Find yourself in the Black City.
I'll look over at Sai and say, that was who I thought, right?
Yes, with like a blank stare that you probably haven't ever seen Sai, he just turns to you and nods yes.
Okay. Well, either he's sealed or he has decided not to kill us. So.
How many more left? How many more left do we have to get? How much more longer is our little journey to keep collecting these birthmarks?
Sai holds up 5 fingers, and 4 fingers and a thumb.
We only know where one more location's at, right? We don't know the other 4 then?
2 more.
Sai holds up 3 fingers.
Sai knows where one is, and Tophic knows where one is, and you guys know where one should be. But I will say none of you know where the location of Rogar Bluetongue's tomb is. So technically you only know the location of 2. You have an idea where the third one is. As the voice in the sky tells Sai.
But I personally know Rogar. I do.
He was your drinking buddy?
The result of our campaign was the highest karma I ever got on Reddit.
Oh, wow.
Hey, I'm still fucking salty, alright?
I am too, man. I talked. That's as much as I think I could talk about it right now.
Yeah. for those who weren't aware, the original Celestial 12 was a conglomeration of characters from our Saturday game and the players who had characters from the very first campaign, which I'm calling Campaign 0 for this setting. Because they did some stuff that led to the... it was basically a one-shot I did for them, and it basically led to direct events of Campaign 1, because it made me want to start DMing again. So...
I will, Mr. Coffee, do you want me to put that in the same spot?
We might as well.
So I'll spend 10 energy to open up a portal to put your magic box in there.
And just to confirm, Oni didn't try either of the new ones has he?
Try the new tattoos? Or
Yeah. Well, Star Sign.
no, he hasn't really tried one. He's
You tried to
he
get
only
Ares,
got
and I told
asked
you
to.
no. Yeah.
He doesn't know what they do, so it's like,
I
rather not be cursed.
What?
Well, they're all cursed.
Yeah.
Oh, great Tenro. Which star sign is best for our pal Oni?
Are they cursed? I don't want to curse.
Well, we did a lot of research on these, didn't we? Do we have any idea?
Oh yeah, you may not know exactly what they do, but you have a general sense of what each one specializes in. So like Ares' thing was leadership. Not only was it technically the quote-unquote leader of the Celestial 12 star sign, but it enhances leadership and actionability.
Snake got that one?
Yeah, a
Side
fighter
goes
got
like this,
extra
kinda like-
action. That's why I laughed when I rolled and Snick got it. I'm like, okay, well, the fighter always needs an extra action. Yeah, the leadership part she didn't need. Let's see. So for the remaining star signs, Aries is leadership. Aquarius is fluidity. Leo is considered might. Cancer. I am blanking on. Did I ever send you the stuff for Cancer, Sai?
It was shield or something.
Hang on.
My first thing,
Because-
but my AC was going up or something.
Hang on. So, let's see. Capricorns are the Time Lords. Pisces are the Dream Weavers. Libras are the Balancing Scales. Cancer was the Moonlight Shielding. Yes. So Cancer is the Defense or the Indomitable Will. Libra, Capricorn, Pisces, Gemini. You're only concerned about the ones that need to be claimed. So
Yep.
Leo is might. Taurus was... It really sucks that I lost all my notes in this one. Luckily, I remember what I Google searched when I was rebuilding these. Charm and practicality. Interesting. And then Sagittarius would be probably something to do with archery. Positivity and inspirational. and Draco's the only one you don't know anything about because it's, as the entity told you, it was just born. For some reason, the death of the other Celestial 12 birthed a new star.
So you said Sagittarius was archery?
It would probably have something to do with archery, yes. Hang on, I'm going to post on Wednesday the descriptions.
And then Aquarius was inspiration?
No, fluidity. So, hang on, I'll show you. Answer.
Does people need a rest, or what do we want?
5 dex feet of level.
Oh yeah,
Well,
true.
congratulations.
You should.
Do we? Well, yeah. I mean, do we take downtime then?
Huh. Do we get higher level spells? I forget when you start getting much more
It's every odd level.
odd level.
Or maybe I have it backwards. It's either odd level or even level. So one of them gives you the spell slot. One of them gives you the spell. Hang on.
Depends. Like, are you multi-classing?
Odd level,
No.
yeah. Odd levels are your higher level changes.
That's what I thought.
Spells.
Played enough Wizards to remember that.
Yeah, 1 is 1, 3 is 2, 5, and whatnot.
Yeah. Generally, the even numbers are an additional spell slot plus spell features, or wizard features or caster features. Although that does change when you also add in ability scores in the mix. But yeah, so that's just kind of a rough summarization of what each one does.
Well, Oni, you are kind of squishy. Do you want to try cancer?
I'm so bad at context.
or with the charm and positivity, because he's always.
Did you ask What did you ask Tenro? I forgot what the question was.
Which one of the availables, or which star would be best for Oni? I don't think I said available.
Aquarius or Draco, although he's not. Okay, Tenro will say Aquarius. He would also like to say Draco, but he doesn't know what Draco does. Its abilities have not been witnessed yet, so he has no real information on it. But who wouldn't want a fucking dragon tattoo? You're right, right?
I got a Dragon Ball tattoo.
So yeah, so there's the cancer, which is, maybe not make you so squishy, and then And you said Aquarius?
Aquarius, yes.
Yeah, there's Aquarius, which would be adaptability, or Draco, which is like question.
No,
Dealing
like
with me.
I do feel lucky sometimes.
Also, when did
Oh,
Mr.
wait.
Coffee tell us about his dilemma with Draco?
Oh,
I had a dilemma with Draco.
you had a dilemma?
You had trouble using magic around it?
Oh, yeah. Who the fuck? Yeah, you don't want to do that.
So if
So,
you're a magic user, like how
Not-
bad is that?
Would it also help to know the class of the previous holders of each power?
Maybe.
Because it was pretty public knowledge what each Celestial 12 member was.
So the last holder of Cancer was a loony.
I know. That was going to be the joke, at least for that one.
You know what? It's a risk I'm willing to take. I'll try out Draco when we ever get that one.
We already have that one.
Oh, we already have it? You know,
Yeah.
there's too many tattoos out there. You can't remember them all.
We have two. We have Cancer and Draco.
Cancer and Draco. That's funny. We were just talking about the effect that Draco has. So you can't have Draco actually.
Hold on. I have a out of game question for someone who was actually there. Grumpy, do you remember what
Yes.
not Theron, what Sam's dwarf was? I don't remember what his class was.
Oh wow.
Warlock.
No, he was he an Eldritch Knight?
No. He was like I don't know if he was an Eldritch Knight or not.
Isn't that a
I'm
warlock?
trying to remember. No.
No, warlocks are actually more powerful, ironically. Because a Eldritch Knight only ever gets up to 4th level, whereas a warlock can get up to 9th level with shenanigans. He was definitely a fighter though, right?
You know, I always sit here and I was like, why do I always like he's probably some kind of ranger.
For now, I'm gonna put down fighter, and I may correct it once I find my sheet on you guys. I have to open up campaign 2 in order to find that information, and I don't really feel like shutting down the server right now. That's crazy. I'm sitting here going, he was the one instead of his wizard blade singer. Because technically, by the timeline, this was when we got sucked into campaign 1 was during the time when he was still playing the dwarf. That was also when I was still a Tempest cleric and not a wizard. Anyway, back to in-game.
So, Oni, you want to try Draco, you said?
Yeah, it's not like I can get rid of it, right? Like, it does stay on.
Yes, it does.
Oh.
They're not tattoos, they're birthmarks.
Yeah, they become a part of you, my friend.
That kind of goes like this.
So, they can be taken off for you, but...
Oh yeah. That guy back there, under the water, he can take them off.
Also, just as a side, Tophic, make me Arcana check.
Oh God, I'm all.
I mean, insight
trying
would
to
also
find
work
my,
too, but both would be accurate.
I'm all staring at my screen, going, "Okay, I need to open my character sheet," and my screen is my character sheet. Arcana check. There we go. Fucking crappy. First,
you're still fairly confident that you could use the spell you just used to contain them to take them out of someone. You just know, in like a unwilling scenario, it would be a very difficult thing to do.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So basically, there somebody who's willing would make it easier. Okay, I got you. So basically, it can be contested. Though I feel like as I could, like basically, like steal this from somebody. Huh.
Yeah, coming into contact with two of them, you are aware that they have a very similar structure to an actual soul. They just aren't. They seem to be lacking certain components, but it's the same energy and the same construction. So I'd say with a 24 and the fact that you've done this twice now, you do understand that they are very similar to souls. So you have a way to remove them if you really need to.
And I'll let everybody know that. Kind of explain that. The spell would allow us to actually remove unwanted signs or forcibly, if necessary.
Well, I know. I'll be willing to get removed if anything bad happens to me. But, no. It probably wouldn't want to be on me.
I'm sitting here in my chair, and I feel like wow, I feel like I was getting a hot flash or something. I was just heating up, and I'm like, I had my keyboard on my lap, and like, why is my keyboard heat? And I realized I have a heating pad on my back. I'm like, yep, that's the answer right there. That's the answer.
So, I'll pull out the Draco one.
Yeah, I guess I'll touch it like how Sir Snick did with that once, or with how he got his. So I have to roll the
D100.
16.
The dice gods cannot be circumvented. Oni, you touch the jar and you start to feel this energy, but very similar to when you touched Ares, you feel this presence temporarily insert itself into your mind and tell you not worthy.
Thank goodness. Alright, nah, this one's not
You
good.
want cancer?
We can give you cancer if you want.
Yeah, the Edward.
Right here. We have it in a jar.
You look more Aquarius to me, but yeah, I guess cancer.
Well, cancer's not going anywhere. We can find Aquarius and
We can give it to you after your downtime.
And if you really want, we can probably remove it forcefully.
Well, does it have like a staying period? Like can't be too for too long and then else it's stuck in. Or like
I don't
we
know.
become
Everybody
one.
that we've taken out of looked dead.
Yeah, and I'm alive though.
Well, we can fix that.
We
I
can't.
don't want that to be fixed.
We give you cancer.
Star signs have such weird names.
Such weird names.
Or the person who named that thing was looking at the stars and is weird.
Yeah.
Just glad he didn't name it lasagna.
So
All
what
right,
was the last?
I'll put it back in.
Mm-hmm.
So and then it close the portal.
Mm-hmm.
You guys want to take 2 weeks downtime then?
14. I don't think there's much. I don't even know what goes on 14.
I get my last subquest feature, which is pretty cool, but I'm fine with continuing.
No, 2
You
weeks.
guys want to go for the ones who want to?
It's fine for me. If no reason to step into situations not at full potential. It makes no sense to handicap one of our better players or better party members. Very effective. Ooh. Your copy becomes just as infused with magic as your magic is with coffee. Cast a spell first level or higher. You can call ripples of magic through to splash. Ooh. Oh, that's cool. Causes a ripple, so I increase 3 people's speed until the end of their turn. They gain an AC bonus, and once the target can add a D6 to 1 damage roll. That's nice.
I crit on a 19 or 20 and roll damage dice 3 times instead of twice.
Ooh.
Oh, we were hurting people. I'm just gonna. Yeah, you're definitely getting like the. You need to just start setting up dice rolls that just add an extra levels of dice.
I also get, when in giant form, I get another 5 foot of reach, and the damage increases to 2d12,
Oh,
and I can attack twice instead of once. Take the attack out. So 3 attacks.
It's definitely worth taking the time down.
oh yeah, so I said it's. Well, I said just getting this a bonus for me will help out. Being able to just cast a first level spell and give 3 people 10 feet of movement, an AC bonus, plus 1 AC bonus, and a D6 for damage.
So it sounds like we are montaging into 2 weeks of downtime. Okie dokie, so we'll just go around the table then, unless you guys have something pressing to finish out this quote-unquote day. Oh, I will say though, One, because you failed so spectacularly at your merging with Draco, you actually get an idea of what it does.
Oh.
A single phrase came into your mind after it withdrew from you. Its consciousness withdrew from you. Fraying the weave.
Thank goodness.
Because we've been on and off, and I know I have a resident note taker. Grim, how long have you had Tenro?
You know, it's kind of sad.
Is that the one thing you didn't write down?
No. So, on 6/11, we went down the staircase.
Mm-hmm.
On 7/9, we went to the House of Webs. On 8/6, we went back to. We've spent 2 months on the same damn day. So I got it like a few hours ago.
Okay, fair enough. I'm going to message you something in your private chat because Tenro would bring it up to you.
You've had it for how long? Like just today or yesterday or something?
Yeah, basically he's had like one day.
Gotcha. No.
And it is kind of funny how you guys have spent a single day in 2 months of real lifetime.
Okay.
Hey, you guys get action packed in this house.
Awesome. Since I do got some jewelry. I do got gems, so I will use it to revive Sir Snake that's in the basement.
I can do that.
It's resurrection. So just a -4 penalty.
Yeah, there's a slight problem to that though.
Oh,
You're using
What
just
is that?
resurrection, right?
yeah, that's the only one. It's a level 7.
So you're gonna waste the spell slot or the item that you use to cast it.
I'm gonna waste the spell slot, not the item.
And he's gonna tell you, or she's gonna tell you, hey, give me about 2 months before you bring me that.
2 months?
That's weird. Was she like Gokuing?
Kinda, actually. She would inform, since you are her liege, that she has found a way in the afterlife to be able to change your path in life. And so she is trying to... She realized that she trained one way, and that one way did not end up being very protective for you. So she is pursuing a different course of action to rewrite herself a little bit to make her a better protector for you.
Alright, I'll note this down 2 months from now. And what day?
It is Liquimont the 25th. Actually, thank you for reminding me because I can make a note in the system.
Is there a way to actually increase your critical damage dice?
There are feats for it, and I believe anime powers there are specific conditions that let you do that as well.
Sorry, I meant the code, like MIDI attack.
Oh, got it. I think there is.
There's an extra critical damage, but it looks like it just lets you add individual values, not...
Yeah, the extra critical is if you do an extra D6 when you crit, you put it in there.
Yeah.
Give me a second. There is a way to do
You
that.
might be able to have a drop down for an other.
Not a sister or
It wasn't a pun, so it can't strike you for that joke, but that joke was bad.
Oh, I was probably just repeating. I'm in pain. My back's killing me.
Mine too. But I got a new chair, and I'm not used to having a chair that actually is supposed to support you.
Oh, so you're hurting those ways.
Yeah, I'm hurting because I'm actually in a proper chair and not one that has no cushion left.
I just got up from a nap. I'm pretty sure I just slept properly.
That's fair. If it is Liquimont the 25th, I said 2 months, so that would be Agam the 25th. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean 2 months. I meant 2 weeks. My bad.
Oh, okay.
Same amount of time as downtime training, because where she is, it's not the same time scale.
Okay.
So, Cinder's the 15th, she'll be good to go. Which is, consequently, the day you're coming back.
Yeah.
Alright, where am I looking? Okay, sorry. So, we'll just go around the table. Topic.
Yes, sir.
What do you do to spend your 2 weeks of training?
Obviously just making coffee. Noticing the slight tints of magic infused in that coffee, and studying about my star sign, or trying to do research, looking into who was the goat. Finding just basically just 2 months or 2 weeks of like basically just straight research and coffee making, getting my mystic barista.
Gotcha. Let me see if anything interesting happens during your 2 weeks. Nothing interesting to you. You witnessed something interesting. I assume you're kind of doing this like around the Adventuring Guild, kind of public places where you could benefit from being able to practice these sort of skills.
Well, I'm a very public person.
What you would encounter is sorry. That's right. I'm sitting here trying to like rest my arms, and I'm like, why do these feel uneven? Because one was lower than the other. Sorry, they have like adjustable arms. Anyway, as you're hanging around the Adventurers Guild, you watch this scene unfold where the front doors burst open, and 3 guys who appear to be wearing plate armor drag in 3 other guys who are like covered in blood and bleeding profusely from various wounds of various sizes. And when I say seem to be wearing plate armor, it's not really plate armor anymore, or at least not a full set. It's like an entire breast of one's plate armor is missing. They are just cracked, dirty, missing several pieces to the whole set. They do not look very good, and they look like they are on their own last legs. But the 3 they dragged in are either on death's door, or they might actually be unconscious. And you hear one of the ones in armor, "Help! We need assistance!"
They definitely do. Is there a cleric?
Yeah, one of the guild representatives, receptionists will come out and take a look. You're the Anvil Drop party, right? Yes, please help us, please. I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do for these 3. I told you not to take that quest. You were not ready to fight those creatures. especially since your party doesn't contain a cleric. I will contact the temples and see if someone might have the skills you need, but if they can't get here in the next... She kind of looks down, her eyes glow for a second. Minute. They're gonna die. And there's like wailing and they're pleading and trying to get in. The receptionist kind of goes off, like she said she was going to go contact the temples.
Wish I could be of assistance, but what happened to your friends? As I try to come to the guy, I try to offer him a cup of coffee.
As soon as you get within 10 feet, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw. Is that the number you're gonna go with?
I don't think so. I have an ability, percolated perks that let me reroll.
Feel free.
Yeah, I don't like that number. I was doing checks. I'm like, come on, how is that an actual? This is what? Oh my god!
You technically have your star sign power.
I'm trying to see what numbers I still have available to me. Those are horrible numbers, though.
If you want to re-roll for this, I mean, this is technically another day. If you want to re-roll for this day, just to see if you can get a better result out of this.
Oh, this is okay. True, I guess it is a 2-week little thing we're doing.
Yeah, and I'll say this is happening like day 2 or 3.
Oh, that's hilarious. Hey, it's better than
So it's 25?
Before. Yeah.
Oh wait, no.
Oh, that's funny. That's so funny. But yeah, so 10, 20, yeah, 25.
Okay, so with a 25, you're able to resist this. Sickening isn't the right word because that's a physical malady, but there's no better word to describe it than, let's say, like magic sickness. As you get within 10 feet of these beat up and tattered individuals, the weave inside you is almost as if it's trying to pull you away. And being within 10 feet, you see it's like a black, red, and purple ichor dripping off of the corpses. Well, not corpses, but the people who are dying. You didn't see it before, but because you succeed with a 25, you are able to stop yourself before you get too close. You sense if you come into contact or get too close to the substance, it feels like it might attack you. And not everybody would have picked up on this, but because you had an event recently that was similar, this ichor gives off a feeling that's of the weave, but not quite. Almost like there's a part missing. And you can tell, being this close, that each of these these individuals who are dying on the ground are spellcaster type classes. One looks to be a warlock, or similar to a warlock build. One looks to be a wizard, and one appears to be a sorcerer. Just based on what they're wearing and kind of what the gear they have on them.
And the gentleman who's alive is probably some kind of martial folk.
Yes, they appear to be. The three that are still standing appear to be actually all paladins. But they don't have, and this is strange in of itself to you, but they all do not appear to be of the same oath. They appear to be very clashing oaths. I gotta remind myself what they're called. Hold on. It is... One appears to be a vengeance. One appears to be a conquest. And one appears to be some strange starry pattern. They do not seem to be affected by this ichor ooze-like substance. Anything else you want to interact with in this scene, Topic?
Yeah, I was just trying to find out from them, like basically what happened, if at all I could.
They would say you'd be talking to a sort of orcish. He's probably a half orc. The Vengeance Paladin, and he'll tell you, "Oh, we took that quest on the board, the one that was labeled special. They promised riches beyond our wildest dreams if we could just come and participate in their experiment. The receptionist told us not to go, that it was unwise for a party of our composition to attempt such a shady undertaking, but the money, it was too hard to pass up. You don't advance in life, but unless you take chances, right? And I have reasons that I need to elevate myself." And another one will chime in, "A fat lot of good that did us. Those creatures aren't in the compendiums.
Nice.
I'm not even sure that they're actually creatures."
What do you mean by that?
They had a humanoid-like shape, but their form wasn't solid. It was kind of this black and purple and red goo. And it swung every time they would attack. They would attack almost like we do. Because they would swing their hand, and as it was coming through the air, you would watch these things just grow out of their hands, and they struck with the force of like a great sword. But this thing moved too fast, to be your common fighter. And I swear, one of those things was like fighting a mind flayer. Every time you would go to make an advance on it, you would just get this headache. If it wasn't for the protections that I'm afforded as a paladin, I don't think I would have been able to bear the pain. It seemed like a fair fight because it was 3 on 6. I mean, we're not to sound arrogant, but we're not any slouches. We've been adventuring a while. I've seen my fair share of creatures and nothing. I've seen fights like this. And they just sort of start staring off into the distance. Like, you can tell whatever aspirations, dreams, hopes they had has been crushed in a single fight. And you're, what, level 13 now?
About to be 14, working on it.
I'd say at that skill level, you could probably determine the level of someone who's weaker than you. These guys appear to be around level 10. So they shouldn't be like, I mean, they're obviously not the strongest on the roster, but they're about mid at this point. And you guys at level 10 were fairly powerful. So if you guys are any metric to go by.
Gentlemen, know that your time out there is not over. Friends come, go. If you can fix this, do that. If vengeance is what you need, think about the lessons you learned in that fight. If you decide to go back.
Just as you finish speaking, you watch the middle body start to convulse, twitch, and like seize. And then you just hear this disgusting, sickening, bone-snapping sound. As he literally goes from a laying down position, kind of the Dracula style of coming up, except his feet don't follow the logic. So his shins literally snap as it gets up. You watch it grow claws. You watch the scope of his chest and back expand out. And more sickening and snapping sounds and tearing. Everyone is just sitting there like, what do we do? And before anyone has a time to react, it turns around and like pounces on top of one of the paladins, slashing and mashing its now sharpened teeth at the paladin, and its claws are cleaving through plate mail like it's butter. Get it off me!
What are the other paladins doing?
They're just too dumbstruck to move. They're just like staring, mouth open. awash clearly with a level of fear.
I think I can cast Disintegrate. Take my breath away. My back pain.
I assume a 16 doesn't meet your spell DC.
Not at all.
It only has 1 HP right now, so your disintegrate goes off without a issue.
Don't need to roll, sir.
No, but you hastily jump to action, being a seasoned adventurer yourself. You understand that this is a dire situation and needs to be handled now. Tapping upon the magics that you are used to. Yeah, that's 97. That's like his max HP. Tapping into the magics you are well versed in, you cast the. Is it purple? Green. You cast the green ray of energy associated with disintegrate. It strikes the creature. And for the briefest moment where the magic collides with the creature and it's still leaving your person, like, coming from your palm, you feel that weird sensation again. You don't have to make a roll this time, but you feel through the disintegration spell that whatever is afflicting this now rabid adventurer turned to dust, whatever is inflicting him is similar to the weave, but it's almost as if there's something missing from the weave itself. And you casting Disintegrate seems to snap everybody out of this stupor that they're all been in, as other adventurers who are in the building get to work and, secure the other two. And unfortunately, a minute's already gone by, so they had died. Because the nearest temple is at least 10 minutes away.
I'm
Because
sorry.
I'm the only one who can teleport at will.
I am sorry for your loss.
Or that has a scroll of true resurrection, which never goes away.
Apparently.
I don't have one. I don't have one of those.
Halbrand was our leader. I don't know if we can call ourselves a party anymore. You'll have to excuse me from. I need to go make arrangements. So that's the most interesting thing that happens in your 2 weeks. I'm sorry, you were saying?
I was going to say that changes your resurrection options.
Well, and to be blunt, most level 10 adventurers can't afford even a resurrection. As you guys learned, the cost for spellcasting is quite significant. I mean, you can always barter your way or, exchange a favor for a favor, but generally speaking, just base prices, you're aware that even resurrection is expensive. That's like 5 to 10,000 iridium, which to you guys may not sound like a lot, but the average adventurer doesn't usually have that much on hand. At least not enough to bring 3 people back. But yes, that is the interesting thing that happens in your 2 weeks. Beyond that, you just get some interactions here and there, enough to train yourself into your level 14, 13, whatever your next level is. 14. Oni, what criminal undertaking are you taking today? I mean, what downtime are you doing?
Have you know, Oni's the innocent out of everybody.
Oni is the only one that every time he goes into downtime, his master gets arrested afterward.
Well, we're gonna find out because he's going for his final class. I believe it's for a sub class. I believe.
Let's see, you're an astrologian.
Astrologian, fortune teller.
Yeah, 14th is the last sect feature. You are correct.
So he's going to the Mage Guild for his nice little final, I guess, assistance. Since I don't think there's that many that have done it, so he's just probably just there, chilling out. Since it's been a while, he's two cards.
The receptionist tells you, unfortunately, there are no trainers, so you're going to have to do this the old-fashioned way, as she takes you to a corner of the guild, the assembly, and drops a giant stack of books in front of you. I'm sorry to say, you're going to have to teach yourself. The last astrologian was sacked.
What'd they do?
They were embezzling from the guild. Thought he could use his fortune telling to avoid such measures.
Is it just astrologians? Like I feel like I lost a lot of teachers here.
Astrologians. We have a lot of trouble with. Hang on, I'm trying. Sages, but for a different reason. And we have a lot of trouble with red mages. Oh, I suppose it's not really a problem to us. It's more of a problem amongst you members. The blue mages cause a lot of problems too because they are always stealing people's techniques.
Is that a law against wizards?
Oh no, it's just kind of discourteous to do it without asking.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right about that.
Like, obviously this is a place, this is technically an institution of learning, but ask first. Especially when an individual spends like years developing this technique, and then you come around and just snap your fingers and bam, it's yours. So unfair.
Yeah.
Though I once read, and this might just be rumor, mind you, but I once read about 2 members of the Last Wall having this insane, it has to be false, it has to just be hearsay, but if it's not, so cool. It was an ability that allowed them to just eat their opponents and gain their abilities. You could even fire magic at them, and this ability would just eat the magic, and then they would know how to use it. But again, I think it's hearsay, but...
There's some cool about that, but then the part about them eating people, that part, I don't know if that's also cool.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Cannibalism and all that.
Yeah. Just looked at them when they said that was like a cool part of it. All right, I'm gonna start reading the books now.
Is anything interesting happening during your downtime? While you are neck deep in books talking about fortune telling theories and how they apply, you realize that a lot of these concepts are foreign. And what I mean by that is you can tell that they weren't written by citizens of Alarak, but rather the citizens of a distant country, because there are mentions everywhere about places that you know are not on this map, on the continent, so shall we say. And you're reading through, and they talk about concepts that there are ways to enhance your card effects from your deck. To the point where you can create a flush out of them. But the moment you start really getting into this and understanding it, I need you to first make me a perception check.
Alright. 21.
Now make me a dexterity check. Not check, saving throw.
16.
There's always something going on in the guild, but mostly it's peaceful here. It's very much like being at a library. You can talk, keep your voice down, but for the most part, spellcasters are respectful of other spellcasters and how they learn. And there are training rooms further back if you need to practice spells, so that you don't, go lighting an entire library on fire or disintegrating an entire shelf of books. And as you're getting into this concept of drawing more cards to better gain an effect that you want, you feel and hear this rumbling to the point where it actually shakes the building. And you look up for a moment because it's jarring enough that it gets your attention, and you are able to notice and move out of the way just in time for a book that was sitting on the very top of a shelf, but it was kind of like half on, half off, teeters off the side and starts falling towards where you were sitting. You are able to move yourself out of the way in time before it lands, but when it lands, it's a boom, like someone dropped a boulder. You get the sense that you would have taken a significant amount of bludgeoning damage had you let that hit you. There are actually cracks in the stone floor from where it impacted.
Oh.
And because you're within 5 feet of it, the illusion that's normally on this book is currently not active, and you see that this is like a solid gold book.
Freak. Taps on it. Tries to open it. Like the.
Just pull up the item. Just give me 1 second. It is this one. As you open its silver-plated cover, you find pages that appear to be made of. Sorry, so I had this backwards. I knew how this is supposed to sound. It's just I had it backwards. So it was actually like a fully silvered book, and as you open it, the pages appear to be like solid sheets of gold that have writing on them.
Do I understand the writing?
That's a good question. Roll me a d3 to see which variant of the book it is.
2.
Good middle ground number. All right. This one appears to be mostly written in. I believe it's Dwarvish.
Yes, I would know it.
As you flip through the pages, you feel like there's no end to them. And you see spells that you might recognize, you see spells that you don't recognize at all. But this appears to be some sort of spell book.
It was almost got crushed, but so finders keepers.
Okay.
I think I have some bag of holding, yeah. So let the bag of holding suck it up.
Okay. You now have a silvered book. Beyond that, nothing interesting happens. And you may advance yourself. Unless you pick the void card, in which case that makes things very interesting.
Just suddenly a black hole pops up. Yeah, no. I'm not letting something take my soul away. Yeah, first week could he take the book home with him? Or could he borrow it at least for this amount of time within the downtime? With the astrologian.
Nobody seems to notice that you took it.
Okay. He'll take both the books home, and then for the final week he'll return with just only the astrologian and say, I borrowed this. No one seemed to even care. I thought this was, here you go.
Who are you giving this to?
Anyone at the desk, like in the front desk.
Oh, with thought that was locked up.
The astrologian?
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood.
Yeah, that.
Okay. Yeah. No, we can get this put away.
Yeah, for the silver book, he's keeping that, not saying anything about that.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
We also spend time here there with Avatar and remember to give Madam Snick back at the end of the 2 weeks.
Okay. 1 second. All right. Hold on 1 second. I need to take care of something from work. Give me like 5-10 minutes.
Oh yeah, it's about to be 7:30. Yeah.
Thank that task going. I'll have to check on it in like 10 minutes, but that could take a while. Let's see. Is there anything else, Tony?
No, not this. Yeah.
The next person on my list is Roran.
Rowan's going to the smog marshes to sort of train the wild, help cultivate the land, plant growth. Probably commune with nature too.
Okay. Let's see if you got anything interesting. Nothing. Roran has a relatively quiet 2 weeks. Nothing comes to interrupt him. He's able to play around and test his abilities, get used to the new changes, and, as you said, commune with nature.
Yeah, this maybe like find out what the land needs to recover, that sort of.
Mainly, what you'd learn is time, and basically, it's like any location with a yes, that too. It's like any location that's been overtaken by a wildfire. It will eventually bounce back, but it does take, on its own, takes a long time. So basically, you have to feed nutrients back into the soil and do things that promote life to grow again. But as far as you can tell, during your 2 weeks, because 2 weeks isn't long enough for you to actually just get a feel for things, and I believe nature is one of your domains, it will naturally correct itself. It just will take a lot longer than with the terraforming machine. Also, the terraforming machine is getting to a point where you might need to move it to make it more effective. It's almost at its full saturation point.
Okay. Then how big is it? It's like 20 by 20 or
25 by 25.
My strength is 10, so I don't think I'll be picking it up and moving it.
Okay.
Probably also awaken some trees, as if I would awaken a tree a day, would I have enough after 2 weeks to pick up the terraforming machine and do a new place?
Probably. Let me just double check awakening again. Awaken, 5th level spell. Spending time. Gives you the awakened tree status. Each of them has a 19 strength, so yes, after 2 weeks they would be all capable of moving it to a new location.
We'll do that at the end, and then recast Druid Grove over the new location.
Okay. Let me just move the circle. Alrighty. That backup's done, and then he's set to do what now? Give me 2 seconds. Sometimes people give instructions that are very unclear.
Roran and his Ent army.
I think they're still technically weaker than an Ent. I think they're basically like the equivalent of a baby Ent. Because I think we actually have a stat block for an Ent. I know we have a stat block for a tree Ent. Oh, actually, they are definitely different creatures. The lowest level Ent is CR2, and they also can animate trees. So I guess that makes animated trees technically lesser than an Ent, but still interesting. I believe that leaves Sai.
Sai's got a dirty laundry list of things he's got to do. So, recently, I found out my parents were dead. So, I need to contact them. I need to, luckily, when we went to the House of Webs, we found a bunch of tuning forks. 2 of them are to places that I need to go to in order to get cleansed. Or I believe I need to go to get cleansed. So I want to go there, and then I got to talk to Tara, find out my next path, and then I want to use the other tuning forks to go to the other places while doing my training. To attune to those other places. And if I have any downtime, I spend hunting things for the Hunters Guild to boost up their thing and see if I can try and buy some guild tokens.
So if you're going to get quote-unquote cleansed, you would know one of those takes a week. So if you wanted to, you could get both knocked out in a week, or in your 2 weeks of downtime. What was the first one you said?
Contact my dead parents.
You'd find that incredibly difficult. But it could be done at the same time. And then what was the last thing you said?
Trying to buy guild tokens.
Oh yeah, no, nobody sells you guild tokens. You try.
I've never tried it on this character yet.
Oh, I know. Fair enough.
So I don't know. You can't do that.
I see that. I see your list now. Okay, so you got to cleanse yourself at those 3. Talk to Tara. Tune to the following planes as you go. I'd say, actually, you could probably get this whole list done. Other than talk to Tara, that might take you a while. It takes an hour at every plane. How many times can you plane shift without your cloak a day? Because if you're not attuned to them and you're having to go to Hades, Life, Eastgard, etc., that means you're gonna have to actually plane shift without that particular item. So how many times can you plane shift a day?
take over 10 times.
So yeah, you can get all those. Well, you can definitely get Hades, Ysgard, Feywild, Arcadia, all done with a plane shift. Oh, and Limbo, sorry. I don't believe any of them would trap you there. In fact, they all seem all too eager to let you go. Are you doing them in that exact order?
One second, I gotta go back to my. I would say no, because Arcadia and Ysgard would be moved to the top. Other than that, yes.
Okay, so you already know that Arcadia and Ysgard are going to take you each a week, and it's not for the tuning aspect. You can get that done while you're there. So we'll say at the end of the 2 weeks, basically you got a day to work this out. No one will sell you guild tokens. Obviously, you don't have extra time for hunting at the guild. You can obviously pull the cards. Wings. Is that one of the cards?
Yeah, it gives you fly speed of 30.
That is a good question. Does it add to your fly speed if you already had a fly speed? Let me look at the card. Is it called the Wings, or is it actually called something else?
Celestial.
Celestial, thank you.
I think it just goes to your walking. Is it 13? Yes, 13. I know it's one of the top ones.
Celestial, you sprout a pair of softly luminescent wings from your back and gain a fly speed of 30. I'm going to say, based on the source you got it from, yes, it would add to your fly speed that you had already. Just keep in mind, you now have like 2 sets of wings. So you become more and more of an abomination by the day.
Death wings.
Yep.
And now I have soft angel wings.
Yep. Okay, so resolving these in order. When you go to Arcadia, you spend some time searching, looking for a literal pillar. After a couple days of looking, you kind of start to get that, I don't know if I'm looking for a pillar or not. So you stop one of the residents, and you ask. And they're like, no, you're not looking for a literal pillar.
Not a staircase.
Let's see. The Pillar of Arcadia is a tree.
I passed that tree like 8 times.
The one you need is in the second layer of Vexinius. And you would need to visit the once realm of Osiris. So, having directions, you find your way there. And you find a tree with sakura-colored leaves. And you just literally touch it.
Yeah, I think that's what I've been doing.
Okay. As you touch it, you hear a crack, like the sound of porcelain breaking. And you see over your face, like, I mean, obviously you're looking out, but you see like these pieces of white start falling down.
Uh-oh.
As you reach up, you hear more crumbling and breaking, and you see these just white pieces falling off your face. As you feel this rush of cold and distinct air hit your face, like you're feeling an air current for the first time, you realize that there was something over your face that you did not see. And looking at the pieces, it appears to be, roughly from what you can see, like a porcelain mask with a frowny face.
I pull out a mirror. Like, is my face, my normal face into that?
Yes, your normal toony face.
Right, I say, he who taketh the color and he who giveth it back.
What do you want, Si?
Thank you for all that you have offered me and shown me that my true self was hidden within it.
You should feel less effects than you did before. You know, it's funny. Most gods or godlike beings don't mind when people pray to them because that's supposed to be part of their job, right? But you're literally praying to one of the few that doesn't take prayers. So it's like all of a sudden you're just getting a bunch of fucking voicemails he didn't have before. At least that's how I think of it, because nobody prays to him. But all of a sudden, to him it seems like every few minutes. Oh, great day! He who takes away the color and gets it. And he's just like,
Yeah.
When did this start happening?
Ever since that time we met in the tavern.
Okay, so it takes you about a week to do that. Took you a couple days to even just get your bearings, and it took you another couple days to get there.
Yep.
Mainly because there were, once you got to Osiris's realm, there were quite a few creatures there that you had to contend with, which you did not expect. They weren't like your average creatures either. They weren't difficult for you in particular because you're strong as hell and set up.
But I bring back a trophy back for the Hunters Guild.
Okay, fair enough. I will allow you to take the head of, I think they're called Nubians.
Dog people.
Yeah, I can't remember. We used them way back in campaign 1. But yes, they were basically Nubians. Which is in the Creatures Codex, I think. I'd look it up later. So yeah. The next week, obviously, you spend your time pursuing Ysgard. This one's not so much you don't know where to go. It's you're in constant fights. This place reminds you very much like Elysium in terms of there were a lot of contested battles there, but this one's worse. Because, like, in Elysium there was a sort of rules, sort of, I don't want to call it gentlemanly fighting, because it still was straight up combat, but there wasn't a lot of, like, killing. It was maim your opponent, knock them to the ground, and then move on to the next. Here, they are bloodlusting, killing each other, ripping apart each other. And so, again, for you, not a big threat, but it takes you 2 weeks, a week, just to cull through all of them to get where you're going. Because it's like you would take one down and 5 more would pounce on top of you. And because you keep winning, you started attracting attention. And so fights that were happening stopped to come after you instead. Because you got to take down the big fish.
I am the one!
Yes, exactly. So you
will all be my bitch!
So it takes you a while, but you're finally able to carve your way through. And let's see. Multiple planar conduct. What is the special thing of Ysgard? I guess the special thing of Ysgard is the fact that it's one of the few places where you can go to a lower plane or an upper plane. It's one of the few. It's like a causeway, and it was connected to the Infinite Staircase. Earthbergs would be the most interesting thing you see. Like icebergs, but made of earth. And they all have their own gravitational pull. You find one in particular that is covered in a radiant fire. And you get the sense that that's what you're looking for.
Holy crap.
And this thing's like hundreds and hundreds of feet tall. As you get closer, you realize there are ruins carved all over this thing. And as you place your hand upon the stone, the fire rushes up your body. And you are engulfed in its flame.
I just yell, Earth Angel!
And you smell the smell of burning cloth. And as you look down, you see clothing that you were not wearing has caught on fire. And as it burns away, you realize it's a jester's suit.
How long have I been wearing that thing?
And you hear just this faint echo in your mind. And I mean, it's very faint. It's too bad. I was having fun with what you could do. I saw your potential. But you let those naysayers keep you down. I shall not bother you again until it is time for you to die. And make no mistake, I will find you. You are mine after all. As the echo recedes from your mind, that's all 4 pillars, isn't it?
I had visited 4 before.
Right,
And
so that's all 6
there
pillars.
was
Sorry.
6.
Yeah, sorry, 6. So that's all 6 pillars. Now that you've reached the 6th and final pillar and the final facet has fallen away, you feel this warmth that you have not felt in months surge back into your body. You feel jovial again. You feel like you want to do things that toons do. You no longer feel the weight of an entire world upon you. You are back to your carefree nature. And you can tell that your soul has been restored to you. Your real soul.
What? Where'd you go?
If you'd like, you can make an insight check to figure that out. You have enough information or have been a party to enough information to actually know the answer, but you may not remember. When tragedy brought you back, you felt him change you.
That's right. He did say he took my soul.
Uh-huh. He took cancer after you made the bargain, or rather, it wasn't really so much a bargain as it was he allowed you to come back. But he required cancer to give you your new, darker powers. But he still had your soul. That's why even Thea couldn't just restore you. He fixed you to the best of his ability. But when the Primus Primordium has your soul, they are still considered on par with the Architects. So it would have been a lot for Thea to go and retrieve your soul. But by cleansing yourself, you were able to get your own soul back. You are now free of corruption, which you kind of already were, because Tenro ate it. But you are now completely free of tragedy's influence and of corruption's influence. At the very last day, you were able to plane shift to Hades and Feywilds and Limbo. Life is strange. As you try to plane shift to it, it's not so much that you can't, it's almost like the spell's confused. Or rather the weave, which feels the spell is confused. It doesn't... Casting the spell to plane travel to life reveals to you that life is Well, actually, you've been in a place that does this. Life is very similar.
Life gave me a
Dirty look.
unexpected visit one time.
Oh, that's fair. Life, well, I mean that too, but no. Life's domain or space, realm, whatever, is very similar to Vincent's bar. You get the feeling that you have a key, and if it's open, you can definitely get there, but it's almost like you have to be invited first. So I will say you are able to plane shift and attune to Hades, Ysgard, Arcadia, Feywild, and Limbo. Life appears to be closed off to you. When you travel to Fate, you get there and you immediately turn around and leave. Normally there would be some sort of save, but the save in Fate's realm is so ridiculously high that this is going to be one of those few times that I just don't have you try. Because you get there and you immediately regret going there. Not because it's dangerous, not because you feel threatened, but because you feel like you don't belong there. And because you don't belong there, you start hearing voices. Voices that make you uncomfortable because they start telling you things about your life, your past, your present. And then you realize there are some talking about your future, or this future, or that future. And you realize
But I didn't do that yet.
Exactly. You realize that you don't want to be here because it ruins the story. And I don't mean that from a breaking the fourth wall perspective. I mean that Sai feels like if he spent enough time here, he could know everything about himself, everything he could ever do, and it would make everything feel meaningless. And so, I'd say Sai would probably chalk this one up to, this is an emergency realm only. Because it tells you too much about yourself. There are even some scenarios that you were hearing in there of what would have happened if you didn't cleanse yourself. And those were terrifying. And for your final jump to the court. You get there, and you are immediately met by these hulking figures. Honk! And their honk is like as loud as a ship horn.
Alright. So I hold my hand out. Hi.
One reaches down and shakes your hand with like its index and its thumb. Do you understand Clownese?
So.
Oh, right, you understand.
One of the angels, it was all, so.
That counts. Basically, they're going to ask you, what are you doing here? What business do you have with the court?
So, Saipow, TV, Cow, PS. I came across a bunch of tuning forks, and I love visiting new places. And this happened to be one of the tuning forks, and I just wanted to spend an hour and visit this fine place and see what it had to offer.
Do you need a lawyer?
I have one. Is Frankenfurter here?
Not at the moment, but if you know Frankenfurter, then it's fine.
I don't know him. He's a family thing. Like, my parents died, and then I was told I have to eventually have to talk to him.
Weird. I didn't even know Frankenfurter took cases anymore. He's old. Oh, right. Right, okay. Well, then that means any chaos or order or good or evil you cause in this space will be on him. So, have fun, but don't stay here too long. From what I understand, the mortal races tend to start flipping their personas the longer they stay here.
Like, I just got cleansed? Like, how long is too long? Like, I haven't had this face, because I now have my toon face now, in a while.
I don't know. A toon was probably more susceptible than most, but I think an hour is okay if that is all you're going to spend.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to spend. It was very nice meeting you. You have a lovely voice. I love your language. And do I just go over here and sit and watch these guys?
Yeah, that's fine.
Sit in the back row.
So this is very much like a giant courtroom. Not courtroom, courthouse. You come in, you do see just... It's like the busiest courthouse in the world. You see people going in and out of places, taking people in chains, taking people who are like in full straitjackets, going into these doors, and like you realize very quickly there is one door no one enters, and it's the biggest door. It's like gates of heaven big. And it is the only
Even
one
the
that's
judge
not
doesn't
entered.
come out of that door?
Nope. You just see them going into a bunch of other doors, which are labeled like Courtroom A, Courtroom F, Courtroom ZA214. And it's very Escher's stairs in here. Because you do see stairs to take you to the next floor, but you watch as one person goes up, they end up coming down the other side of the stairs that they just walked up. And you feel, as you're attuning to the space, I feel... Ooh, that is a great question. I'll get to answering your sage question in a minute now that I just read it. But as you're attuning to this place, you may not get a full rundown of the space you're in, but you do get a feel for it because you're attuning to the space. And you feel like there's almost an infinite number of courtrooms, holding cells, and floors to this courtroom. But in all of the space that you can feel, that big door is the only one that feels like what it feels like. And because you have been around a Primus Primordium, a Guardian, and a God, you literally are party members with a God, you have a good sense of what a higher / lower being feels like. That room is exclusively for higher beings. Oh wait, you're also you're an angel. Yes, as a matter of fact, that is the God's courtroom. You feel like if someone had a grievance with a God that had to be settled by the court, that is where it takes place. But you also get the feeling that that door has not opened in a very long time. But after an hour, you would be attuned to the space.
Thank you.
So, assuming 2 weeks goes by, everyone had their events, things that happened, aside from Roran, who had the most peaceful event structure out of everybody, aside from awakening trees and having to move the terraformer a couple thousand miles north. Just so you got a scope of idea. Here is Wednesday's map. The green circle is everything that the terraformer affected, so just giving a good idea of where to move it. That where the tree is now is probably where would be the optimal spot. And so I'll say that that's where you got the awakened trees to move this terraformer. But you all convene in your house. And the moment you all convene, you get a message on your guild card. Come meet. I am ready to give you the particulars of your next trial.
That looks a little different.
Maybe back to being a little bit more colorful. Still in his angel-like structure, but the color can't help but seep out now. Not onto the floor, just out of him. So you guys go to meet your handler?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh. That's one of the maps that got nuked, Grim. We need to reinstate all of our tavern maps. I'll make a rogue note for that. Anyway, you guys know your way to the Educated Teacup. It doesn't take you long, especially since your location is actually fairly close. You'd see Bravenhold sitting there. Kind of sipping some early morning tea.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. I see that everybody is here except for... What happened to the... What happened to the lady that was traveling with you? And also the strange... warrior? Oh wait, that's right, he was a samurai. The samurai.
No, that don't happen that one.
He betrayed us.
Did he?
He ran off with another group.
Good to know. He starts writing down a note. And your lady friend?
I didn't bring her back to life, right?
Not yet. It is definitely something you're going to do, but it has not happened at this very second.
I will be bringing her back to life in later date or later time, I guess. To say.
Okay.
No, the adventures die here and there.
Yes, I'm aware. I've unfortunately lost a couple of groups that I was supervising. You and one other party are the only ones left that are still partaking in the trial and living.
Sai cracks his knuckles. So what's this other party's name?
I have every confidence that you are a very well-rounded and balanced and powerful party, but I don't know if you would want to take on the Whirlwind. They're a monstrous bunch. You know that new school that opened up across from the Last Wall statue? Yes, one of their members is the one that opened it. In fact, I'm surprised, Oni, that you have not gone there yet. I'm pretty sure they have astrologians that could help you train.
Well, the Mage Guild didn't tell me this.
Well, of course not. Right now, they're a direct competitor to the Mage Guild. Apparently, Archduchess Icinian created the college, which I'm trying to remember what she called it now. College, because right now my note says college name pending. I know she gave it to me.
Lucia something.
Yeah, Lucia's College or something like that. Anyway, she created it because she felt that the Magi Assembly was too exclusive.
I would tell them. They seem they're alright with stuff, except for, two mages. It's respectful. Why?
Oh, and you know what? Side note, I remember why I thought both parties were banned. This party's not banned. It's just two of your members are banned.
Was it me?
Archie and Sai.
So now it's only one member.
Mm-hmm. But that's why I thought you
were... Academy of Wizardry.
Thank you. I will correct her thing now. Which might be off-putting for a astrologian, but I'm pretty sure she has astrologians there too. Anyway, glad to see you're all safe. You all look very well-rounded. I called because I have two things of note for you. The first is you guys have been assigned a party name. You guys are allowed to change this, obviously, but apparently the guild felt strongly about your recent victories that they decided to give you a name.
The 18.
Is that what you want to change your name to?
Wait, we're
No.
called something else? We've been telling everybody we're the A-team.
We were told that's what people were calling us.
Oh, yes, that's probably what people at large were calling you, but the official guild, adventuring guild party name that they have assigned you is the Hydra Killers, as your card registered a feat apparently 2 weeks ago that is considered, well, truth be told, I'm not sure I could fight that thing. I could if I had my old party, but by myself, I don't think I could fight that thing. That was a mythic class Hydra that you guys took down.
should have seen the thing we fought under the water.
That is the thing you fought under the water.
Oh. I thought you were talking about the other Hydra that we fought in the swamp.
The iron scales? No.
Oh, that wasn't an iron scales. It was red scales.
He looks at Roran. How do you stay sane?
What do you mean?
Never mind. Off topic. So, you guys could accept that name, or you can change it to one that you like, but for now, you are known as the Hydra Killers. The Dread Hydra, which is the creature you killed at the bottom of the ocean, was such a terrifying creature 50 years ago that instead of sending wave after wave after wave of adventurers, the government decided to just drop a nuke on it.
That's why I was.
So, you have a great feat. And not that you are ready for this portion, but you kind of leapt ahead here a little bit. Because your party needed a great feat that was effective for the whole plane of Alarak. Before you could proceed after you complete the trials. Let me back up. There are 4 trials. Once you complete the 4 trials, there is a technical fifth trial, which isn't assigned by us, but rather by your own merits. You have to basically commit a great deed that benefits all of Alarak in a way that not many could just achieve. Defeating the Dread Hydra is the equivalent of taking down a heart, and thus has been accredited to you as your great deed. You can obviously attempt more if you'd like, but just know that you have fulfilled the great deed condition.
Okay, so this isn't... We're not getting in trouble. Wait, last time we did something, we got promoted. Did we get promoted? When we killed the wrong mythic creature, we got promoted.
That was because they didn't realize you did something far above your station. In this instance, that was a Z-ranked threat, and it would be up to the guild whether they want to reassess your rank again.
Just when they thought they were done assessing us.
But I will disclose that it may not be a good idea to rank up any higher. Because there is a certain point when you can no longer take quests that are below S rank, and instead have to wait to be called upon. Which, as you can imagine, is not always the most useful approach. But that is a conversation between you and the guild. I was just informing you that you guys have committed your great deed, though you weren't at that step yet. And that your trial is ready. Well, I say ready. There's still some preparation on your part. So, the way this is going to work is you're each going to be assigned a detachment of 100 individuals, or up to 100 individuals. It depends on how you want to spread their worth. Sorry, hang on. Sorry, you get a detachment for your party of 100 individuals. Each of you will be responsible for up to 25 individuals, and they will be drafted and assigned based upon the class given, and you will direct those as if you are a commander in combat, but you are not allowed to take to the field yourself. Neither is the enemy commander. This will be strictly soldiers versus soldiers, so to speak. You will have a certain amount of leeway in what you pick for your 25 individuals each, or up to 25 individuals each, and a certain amount of say in what they are equipped with.
And we're not allowed to use any spells to assist and giving them buff.
Correct. There is a support. There is a support squad that you will be responsible for. It'll be their job to create buffs and heal and do other things. And so, with that, he's going to signal for someone to come over. And they bring you this towering pillar of papers. One of you is going to need to be responsible for these, as your group is going to have to look over them.
Topic?
And why the hell would you assume that I would want to do paperwork?
Aren't you like a fast reader?
I'll take them.
I can transfer magic spells from one location to another at a pace that is greatly accelerated. And I've probably already started taking them because I'm already fucking interested in paperwork and fucking information and shit, being a fucking mage or
Right.
Wizard. And when you say big stack, what's a big stack?
Almost to the ceiling.
What the fuck?
And you'll realize pretty quickly why this is such a big stack. Because just looking at what you can see, these are like personnel files. Gives you a breakdown of like their name, their race, their age, their class. They all share the rank of like private, essentially. Some of them will be higher ranked, but I'll explain that out of character.
Love the fact that you got this whole one stack thing. Makes it so much easier.
That's okay. Confusing.
No, it's not.
So,
It's very simple.
well, yeah, but there's 25 privates.
Yes. What's your problem? 25 people is easy to deal with.
Oh.
while we're all sitting here, Topic will probably start just going through, like, while we're all bullshitting, like just looking through some of these files. It's almost like a light just like scans it. And I kind of like start sorting them through whatever kind of weird machinations are in my head.
Fair enough. So, in game. Do you have any questions, or do you guys have everything you need to start? Oh wait, I guess I should tell you the location. There's a special arena that has been prepared. Now that we've gotten enough groups who are interested in doing this particular trial at this point, we designed a special arena that will be, or rather a special battlefield that will be used exclusively for this on the western plains, and the Plains of the Wolf.
Yeah, we know that guy.
Who?
The wolf.
Yes, of Wall Street. He's very.
We should do it in the plains of Yiskard.
Oh.
Black City does not have any authority over the Plain of Yiskar.
Authoritas. We got no authoritas.
Is there anything else you require of me to get started? It looks like you have a lot of papers to go through. Once you've assembled your 100, 20 up to 20, well, up to 100, up to 25 each. Bring me the stack and tell me the date you want to attempt this battle, and I will get the soldiers sent that direction.
I don't have any questions.
Are the privates all naked, or do they have starting equipment, or do they have like? Can we give them stuff?
They will have their basic gear, and depending on what you allot, they may have a little more.
So we can't give them stuff.
No.
What are all? Well, they all may be private. I guess the files will give us on what their level is.
Correct. But they're all at standard soldier level, which is 5. Because in this setting, if they were any lower, they would be fucked. A goblin could take over the Black City if they were all at 5.
Yeah. We get to choose when it starts, right? Or like
Yes.
when it's all due. So we can meet them before like the due date, like giving us a good couple, like maybe a month or two to train them, or at least get to know them more.
Certainly.
Do we know who the enemy commander will be, or will would that be on the day that we battle?
That would be assigned on the day you battle.
I got no other questions.
Great. I look forward to see who you submit.
So what privates you guys gonna pick?
Oh, probably gonna have to save it for, you know.
I found this one named Ryan.
Oh Lord, you're gonna go saving him.
So let's say this. How many of them are named Major? And it's double points if they're named. No, if they're named Major.
Private
Double
Major
points if they're named Major.
Is it Major?
What the fuck show did I just see that?
I remember I saw a clip of that.
The dude's name was Major, but he was a private, and the dude promoted him to Major, like right there, because his name. He's like, "Does that change my job?" He's like, "What are you talking about?" It was
Get
weird.
in the Jeep, Major.
Yeah, and I had to stop it. I couldn't. I had to do something else. I was like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "I gotta go do something else. I gotta watch this." And I think it's already. I think I want to murder that kid's dad.
All right. So does this mean we don't go do the other part, the quest we're gonna try and figure out which 25 privates we're gonna have?
Yeah. I mean, we'd.
I've already set these aside for you, Oni. Criminals and and the like. Obviously, you like to use people who like to just murder people at random.
What do you mean? I have not. Madam Snick was not like that when I first pulled the card out.
Yeah, because Madam Snick was a guy.
Agreed.
Yeah, but they weren't murdering people. Like, they weren't going out and being like a.
But they did.
I believe they did.
Yeah, at a later date. Way later.
Like 2 hours later.
Yeah, it might have been like 4 or 5 game sessions, but I'm pretty sure it was within the first week we knew them.
It was much more fun. They started at a low level, then they
and then you made him pull cards from your deck.
Oh, you made him pull your. Is that why he became a girl? You made him. Oni, I believe that's called grooming, and you shouldn't be doing that. And how old was Snick when he was pulling on your?
What? Sir Stick was not a kid.
Oh. Good. That'd have been weird. He was tiny.
But he was shorter than you.
I mistake.
He was taller than me when I was a kid.
Oh
Yeah, I think he was literally like
You're
2 inches taller or something like that.
what,
Yeah.
like 7'3" now.
Yeah.
You look so out of proportionate, and
Yeah.
you
I'm
look
much-
rode and put away wet.
I look taller, and now I have a wood. Now I'm kind of a wooden Lolafell.
I've heard the term before, but I don't understand the meaning.
Well, I don't think there's a term. I'm just. You
Cool.
can see my skin. I'm all wood now.
Yeah, no, I was saying when I said rode hard and put away wet. I've heard
Now
the
he's
term.
all wood.
Yeah, and now you're really weird. If I rode you hard and put you away wet, you might warp and, change. You would need to be dried properly and oiled.
I don't like where this is going. I think we should keep looking at the files.
Well, nothing wrong with wet wood. Every now and again, it needs to. I think it's probably how you were created.
Huh?
Little bit of wet wood. Unless you Lilithville spawn like fish maybe, or
I know how.
Asexual.
yeah,
I found
or
out
like
my story.
could be like plants.
Some bee comes by.
Yeah, snatches up something from one, lands on another. Parasitic. Your mother eats your father. So how are your parents? How are your parents doing, Oni?
They're dead. I found out.
Oh, so they're doing well then. They're resting. That's good.
It looks like it was a horrible death, or it was surgeon.
Oh, that's well, that's good that they're dead then. If it was horrible, like at least it's over.
I found out I have a brother that wants to kill me now.
Yes, I know. I've hired that man 3 times. He's very, very, very not good at his job.
You knew
very
this?
short. He's very short. And I was like, no, I did not. I was just messing with you, Oni. You're very gullible. No wonder why Nick picked you and then let you go when he realized that he chose poorly.
I found out. Yeah, the god was a god of lies. So you're telling me the truth.
No. And your brother wants to kill you.
Yeah.
Interesting. Is he here in the city?
I don't know. It was when we got, when we touched that crystal ball, and he told us all our backstory. And when he messaged me, that was my backstory.
Yeah.
That was my
Interesting.
history.
So, if he's not in Black City, he's not doing a very good job of on his mission. So, you need not worry.
Plus, I don't even think I look at Lofa as much as I used to now. So, he'll be very tough for him to find me.
Only you look exactly like you used to, just taller.
And you never changed your name.
Ever.
I don't know if my parents gave me the name or the church. So, maybe.
Wait. How old were you when you were in the church?
When I was a baby,
Did Nate have your family kid?
Oh, he just kind of looks at the ground like, wait a minute.
Okay. If I have any say in it, Nate didn't. He actually would have showered your family probably with gifts and whatnot for giving you up. But you never know. Maybe I did murder your family because they said no.
Wait,
we're not going
is
to give
Nate
him up.
your brother?
No.
No, Nate's a gnome. Nate's a gnome. He's a Lilithville. Nate's the guy who runs the orphanage.
Maybe he wants to kill him. Maybe he's a brother.
He's talked about his adventures. He's a high level. Could have easily snapped me. Could have easily just run me over with his neck.
So your brother, have you? So you said you just found out. Is that something that we should be worried about?
No. I don't think he's gonna come back to life. I do have to find a new god now, though. Some new god to worship.
Why is that?
You know, I don't want to. I don't want to worship a god that was lying to me this whole time. I was told that it was a god of time, but it was a god of love. And
My question for you: did he ever lie to you, or was it others who lied to you on his behalf? Were you not lying to yourself this whole time? Don't get me wrong. I understand why you'd want to switch your patronage. Being a patron of the God of Lies just seems wrong in many ways. Have you thought about who you look into? Luck, fortune. You know, I've heard there's what's her name? I've heard several names. I wonder if we're gonna roll dice and see if they're dead.
oh no.
Give me a second to pull up the sheet before you start asking.
Oh shit! I can't think of their names.
All right, go ahead.
The two sisters. Starts with a B. Yep. No. I can't think of the names. There was two sisters, goddesses of luck. They were.
Oh, is it Timora and?
Yep, Timora and it's like starts with a B. Oh shit! Is that
Bashaba.
basically Bashaba's own luck. Bashaba and Timora, they're goddesses of fortune. Don't know if they're around.
Bashaba's in purgatory.
And Timora is redeemed.
Yeah, Bashaba's bad luck. I know Timora was good luck. I don't know why I didn't know. I'm trying to remember them because I knew them because they were tied to fucking Jinx's whole backstory.
Oh, that. Technically, we should correct that. They're not in purgatory. They're down here.
Yeah, no, that's purgatory.
Purgatory is a whole other plane, bro.
No.
But fair enough.
They're in their own hell because they're not a god anymore, and they're not dead.
Well, purgatory is in hell. It's way different.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny, Grim? The Lord of Blades is in purgatory, and you just threw a bunch of Lord of Blades at us on Monday.
Yeah. After somebody said, "Isn't he a god?" I rolled.
Oh, fair enough. Oh, that's why it says edited next to it. I got it now. But yes, if they're in the quote unquote purgatory category, they are gods that are still fallen after the events of campaign 3. Alive, but not currently godlike.
Timora, but I understand your fortune with your cards and whatnot, but even the Timora might be a good choice for you.
Yeah.
Or maybe there's a god of gambling or something.
Well, if he originally thought he was on a time god, wouldn't he want another time god?
That could be true.
Is there another time god?
I think fortune and luck goes hand in hand, doesn't it? Fortune telling and luck.
Exactly the same thing. Well, not the same thing. Luck is fortune in another way, I guess. But like I said, I believe Timora falls into the fortune luck category. Chinese cookies and all that.
I could always, when we're done and we go home, I could always change the little temple I made to them.
Makes sense.
Plus, I don't really look into the future too much anymore. Kind of get scared looking too much into the future.
Really?
Having cognition and all that. Not great as it used to. Looking into them like a couple more days, it kind of goes blinding for you. So do we have to roll anything for the people, or how is it like?
It is listed in the Wednesday chat.
Okay,
you guys gave me plenty of time. As far as rolling is concerned, no, you don't roll anything.
The rogue's far, I think.
They're not exactly frontliners, but they're also not mages.
Yeah.
So, and rogues have been known to use bows just as much as daggers. Just depends on how you play the rogue. And if you get that feature that lets you use sneak attack off a ranged attack. Actually, I think sneak attack doesn't even say it can't be a ranged weapon. It just has to be a finesse weapon.
I think it's just sneak attack activates when hitting the target that doesn't know, or like 5 feet of the enemy by 5 feet of the enemy. Well, ally is 5 feet from the enemy.
Well, sneak attack by 2014 set is that you have to have advantage on the attack roll or have one of your allies within 5 feet of it. There's nothing to it having them whether they know you're there or not. That's just, I believe, the assassin subclass has particulars with that. Either way, point is, it does say finesse weapon or ranged attack weapon. So you can sneak attack with a bow. And so just to explain further, these aren't set squads. Those are just where if you pick a fighter, that's where it's going to go. If you pick a rogue, that's where it's going to go. If you really wanted to, you could field 25 fighters.
Let's give Paladin front squad only. Not Paladin, Barbarian only front squad.
But you choose our own group.
Yeah, so there will be up to 125 soldiers total, but each of you are responsible for up to 25. Or a little over 25, actually, because I had to reassign some because of certain people.
So where there's only 4 of us, we're going to have...
Hold on. I mapped this out later. So it was supposed to be... No, that's right. It is 20. It is 25. 25. If you just do it all base cost, it would be 25 level 5 soldiers.
What's the cost skill they soldier at level 5?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Is there a max level you can increase to a soldier, or?
No.
Yes, you only have 175 points.
Well, yes, I guess technically that's true, yes. Oh, and level 20. I'm going to say there's a hard cap at 20. Because epic level adventurers are not joining the army.
God dang, you can't put 175 levels into one soldier, making him just
20.
Well, the highest you could ever get a soldier to anyway is 60. There's no levels beyond that. Well, that you guys know about.
Does any of y'all want to be like kind of a break-in kind of? What kind of squad do y'all want?
2. Let's do 3. 20 level wizards. 20th level sorcerer. 1 can have very rare item.
Well, for 4 points again.
I know.
He's looking to spend as most points as possible on as very little units as possible.
I have 1 point left, and I can and I can get a common. And one of them has like a ring of fucking swimming or fucking something.
For the fighter. I don't think fighter will be.
I got no fighter. So basically, I would get 3 wizards, a sorcerer, and a cleric, and you guys can fill in the space from there.
Is there a minimum amount of soldiers we need, or?
Nope.
Okay, so no.
Just keep in mind, they won't be treated as individuals. They are treated as squads.
Yeah.
Granted, Grumpy Squad can cast 5 spells a turn.
So, Grumpy's going to
it's support. I'm going to support. Yeah, I have some slows. People are going to be hasted. There's going to be some walls of fire. Parrying. Shit, 20th level fucking mages. God damn. I'm all thinking about a bunch of 5 levels. I'm like, I can field this many people, and I'm like, hang on. Yeah. Numbers count, but that's what somebody who's good with fighters needs to just collect a bunch of barbarians. Do like a 20 wall of barbarians with 5 freaking paladins behind them. But then we're all like fighting together in a group, right?
We don't fight.
I know that. We command.
Yes, you are all going to be on the same battlefield. You are just commanding your particular groups. Obviously, I'm not expecting you to think of this on the spot, so if you guys need some time, feel free to take it. But I thought it was finally time to put this sheet out there.
Yeah.
Since I have both my parties trying to do this. goblin.
We have 2 weeks to think about this.
So all right.
So what is it? You got one level 20 wizard, one level 20 sorcerer.
Three level 20 wizards, one level 20 sorcerer, and one level 20 cleric, which is 100 points. And then a couple of magic items, which is 24 points. And then one more magic item, which is 25. Oh, hang on, I think I can spend more points.
You can. I was about to say you have 175.
I was about to say, hang on. I'm like, hang on, I have 175 points. We've shorted ourselves. Sorcerers are just fun. They can do shit. Very rares. Clerics who have an extra. I have assembled my dream team. Reading this one's bio, he might actually be a paladin and not a sorcerer, but hey, let's see what happens.
with the trophies I collected, would I be able to swing by the Hunters Guild and turn them in?
Sure. Welcome to the Hunters Guild. How may I be of assistance?
I'm gonna go up. I have some trophies I need to turn in for completion points. I open a portal and I just pour out all these trophies.
You have a list of said trophies?
All the ones I got that I got from Arcadia and Ysgard. So it was the only creature that stuck out in my mind was the Anubis thingies, the dog people.
Yeah, and I'm trying to find their stat block. Give me a minute. Yeah, here they are. Here are two. Yep, CR2.
Okay. I went with 7.
Here is your 10 steel pieces and common voucher.
Thank you. Turn around and leave. And as I'm heading back to the group, I'm be praying to Terra. I have cleansed myself, and I would like to speak to him. Them.
Here is your 10 steel pieces and your common voucher.
With him getting more? Okay.
Yep. Let's see. I believe he's also going to spit out. Here is your 50 iridium and very rare voucher. And that's
Thank you.
You are welcome.
How many points do I need in order to rank up from D?
It is 100 points per rank.
Is there a test?
No.
Can I rank up?
Two, 3, 4, 10, 20, 30, 37, 137. You will have 37 points remaining. Do you want to rank up to rank C?
Yes.
100 points deducted.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You have an even better day.
I go outside. I throw the 50 iridium pieces and the 20 steel pieces in a little package and tie it to a hot air balloon and let it go.
As you see this giant laser beam just shoot down your hot air balloon. And it starts raining money over the city.
Oh, that worked. I gotta get a hot air balloon license, apparently.
Everybody always forgets about the air defense system until it's shooting at you. As to your prayer, I will bring you when I have time.
Yeah, I also need to talk about that too. Thank you.
Do you return to
Earth
the
Angel
party?
out.
Do you return to the party?
Yes.
I assume as Sai returns, you're all still like on this table, poring over these stacks of just, like personnel files.
All right. I think I got my score. Oh,
I'm telling you, you do not want that one, Oni.
this guy seems like a lucky person.
It
I can
says
tell.
it has a death date on it, Oni. I'm pretty sure this guy died.
Oh, they gave us the paper then. Maybe they're like an undead civilian.
Then you should definitely let him get close to me. I can hug him and squeeze him and watch him go.
Call him George.
Like this is another one of your dealers or something. These books you read. Every time you hint something, it must have been like something. So I don't think it's good to kill an undead person if they are a civilian.
They're already dead.
But
I'm just setting it right.
But they're still like allowed to walk around as a citizen. Like, wouldn't that still like be kind of a criminal charge there?
Not yet.
I mean, this place isn't like what's that? I heard a story about that like undead city. Maybe they came from that city over here. So they're just visiting.
They should have seen the sign.
Know the sign?
Yeah. Dead go in the graveyard.
I've never seen that sign.
A sign.
You made it. I think
There you go.
the emperor got to approve of that sign.
Ask him. The Emperor and running right here.
Did you agree to that?
I don't run the city. But it makes perfect sense.
The irony is that he is the emperor of the city. And I believe the emperor is literally like a ghoul hunter, right? Isn't that your subclass of blood hunter?
Yeah, he was like the one who can affect. Yeah, he can basically do his blood hunting, and he definitely is focused on undead. Or he was. Yeah, that was kind of like his specialty.
It's kind of funny how that all lines up.
I'm gonna go check how Avatar's doing.
Okay.
Avatar, I think is he still a baby?
Oh, he's gonna always be a baby. Unfortunately for you, unless you let 100 years pass. Wormlings take a long ass time to actually grow. And since you're not a rider, you don't get the benefits that riders get. Hang on, let me double check that. Dragon ages. Dragon aging. A wormling is 0 to 5 years old. Which in the 5e setting technically means that a wormling doesn't evolve to a young dragon until they are 6 years old. And then you have to wait 100 years after that, basically.
Yeah, we're not even like 5 or 6 years yet.
I just realized that means you guys have killed dragons that were last party, but your last party killed dragons that were around longer than the setting you're in. Because the minimum age of a great worm is 1,201 years old, and there's only 124 years on the calendar so far.
We killed something older than even our Classic Adventures.
But when you go check on Avatar, he's doing okay. As well as an apocalyptic dragon can be.
Yeah.
He's a hurricane dragon, right?
I believe. Yeah.
Hang on. Did I not make a token for him?
Yeah, I have a token for him.
Avatar. Oh, there he is. When you look up Avatar and you have gods, catastrophic. He's a catastrophe dragon. Which one? Typhoon. That's what he is. He's a typhoon dragon thing. Close enough.
Oh, still evil, I see.
I'm not evil. I'd actually argue that a dragon who is just hatched from his egg can't have an alignment, at least not yet.
Okay.
He might have a predisposition to chaotic evil, but I wouldn't say that he knows enough about the world yet to have an opinion to be chaotic evil. Especially the catastrophic dragons, considering they don't normally touch down on the material plane.
Just go in to check on him and see how it is.
You would actually, when you go look for him, he's not in the house.
Oh. Where is he? Where is it? Where are they?
How hard do you look?
Oh, a good amount.
You'd find him in the backyard next to the water.
Oh.
He's a typhoon dragon. If you read their biography, it literally says something along the lines of they always live near shorelines. So you picking this house was actually perfect for him.
Nice, he's gonna love this.
Yeah, he's just kind of vibing on the beach right now. Or what little beach you have. It's not, obviously you don't have a nice sandy bar, but I'd say where you see this like dark brown line that meets the water, there's probably just enough ground there for someone to stand. So a small earthwormling would be easily able to sit there.
Wait, they could. I know it's a variant, but they could actually have a spell book.
Yep. All dragons can. So there's from a DM's perspective, there's always the variant of spellcasting dragons. It's just a lot of hassle.
Yeah.
But if I were planning a boss dragon that was specifically made to fight like a party, then yeah, I'd probably take the time to give them spells or something. But it does also say a young or older dragon, so he couldn't have spells at this moment.
Yeah.
Did I roll this dragon's gender? It is a male.
Oh. That's why.
Yeah, if you read more into their backstory, there's a reason why they're chaotic evil.
Yeah.
It's not just because they're chromatic dragons. It's what was done to them.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but that's why I like this particular brand, because they actually have a lot of depth for a backstory. but I'm going to argue yours was given to you by the deck of many more things. You don't necessarily know where the egg came from, but it wouldn't have the predispositions of its ancestors. So yeah, you find him lounging kind of half on the beach, half in the water. And it's kind of odd to see because he is half water and half wind. So as his body touches the water seems to like swirl up into his body. So he seems to have more volume than normal.
I wonder what kind of note this down, because I don't know how much there is about them to be known.
Oh, to you? Probably not much, because you're not a dragon's expert. But there are individuals and there are factions who know about these dragons.
How much are they known on the material plane?
Probably non-existent for the most part. Again, like Magi Assembly probably knows about them, Hunters Guild probably knows about them, but like the actual guilds, not the people in them. Oni would get the sense that not only did he get a powerful dragon as a companion, he got a very rare one. Like, exotic doesn't even begin to cover how rare this creature is. Because as far as Oni knows, in the short time that he's been alive, he has never even heard of a typhoon dragon.
Yeah.
Nor has he ever heard of a dragon that's more elemental than dragon. Because if you think about it, being made purely of water and wind, not having an actual body, that's more, that borders elemental territory. But they are interesting.
I made one of my...
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I made one of my characters a druid and gave him shape change. What's the highest CR creature he would be able to turn into if he's like level 20?
CR 20.
It would be stronger than normal because of what that's going to be called the squad feature. So, hang on. Classes. Druid. So the normal outline says at where is it? Wild shape, there you are. Lower, blah, blah. What's the one that's at base really good at wild shaping? Is that the Moon Druids?
No, not wild shape. Shape change. 9th level spell.
Oh, shape change. Yes, you're. Then I think Grim is right. CR 20. Alright, so you found your dragon. He's good as far as you can tell. Is there anything else you wanted to do, Oni? I guess not. Well, is there anything else anyone wanted to do, or do we want to call a session early tonight?
I'm fine calling it early.
Okay.
Yeah. Need to look up to see what kind of subclasses I want for each of them.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out to stream today. If you enjoyed our content, please feel free to drop us a follow. We would really appreciate the support. And tune in Mondays and Wednesdays for our D&D content. Want to keep up with the events and extra streams? Please check out our Facebook and Twitter to keep up to date on the schedule releases and updates for the streams, including extra streams that we may not have on schedule. And if you would like to see previous content that we've done, check us out on YouTube at Epitaph of Creation. Thank you so much for coming out today, and have a good night, everybody.